After what feels like a millennia, we finally have additional floors for the Tower of Trials. This is floor 25 against Ludo. Now, like usual, we are going to try to play to the floor's gimmicks. This way everyone can have a fair attempt at it, and we don't just brute force everything, since obviously not everyone can do that. Floor 25 involves us stalling until turn 4 with 70% HP, and we will get a massive pierce rate buff. I think it's 1000%, so we need to stall out. So we do have Diane to taunt up. You can bring an additional taunt unit if you are having problems getting taunt cards. Her taunt's 2 turns, so hopefully it's not too big of an issue. Now Rimuru is here since he does have a pierce attack, but he is also kind of bait. Since he is the only green unit on the first turn, they're going to just focus him down, which is why he does have that Tarm Link. So if you did have a slightly different setup, like all red, then I would put Tarm on Melee, or something like that. We did get a merge, so I think this is 3 turns? Yeah, so we're covered. Left side's getting ults. We don't need to taunt yet. Actually, we can taunt, because this will last through the turn that we need to end on. And then that'll make it easier to pulverize the right side. And we can see if this does any damage. I don't think it will, since the floor is catered to taking pierce damage. Wow. Actually patiencing. Okay. So I want to see more melee pierce, because it's AoE. Really don't care for Rimuru's. I mean, his should still do work, so it's fine that we hold on to him, I guess. So I think that was the second turn, so this should be turn 3. We still have Pulverize, which is good. And I guess we'll get rid of our amp cards, since these do absolutely nothing now. Make sure they don't get ults. Still patiencing, even though we have 4 stats. Wow, Melee's actually just diffed here. We have ult, which is nice. We don't really need the heal since we have a permataunt up. I think this is turn 4 coming here, isn't it? Well, no. Once we check HPs. So Melee is tough. There it is. Plus 1000%. Does Rimuru hit the HP threshold? He doesn't, so we need to heal with Rim. So, best way to do that is to ult with Diane. She will get Quell off. Let's do that. And maybe the ads will die to the first Pierce AoE? And then hopefully he's at the threshold. 805, that's going to be a good heal. Oh yeah, look at that. 1.8 million. Tell me you get the buff. Oh, you do, for sure. Oh, he doesn't get the buff. You're so weak. Is it more than 70%? It must be like 80. I guess that's fine. We got our Pierce card. Do you have it now? He's got his own Pierce rate buff at this point. He still doesn't have it. Do you have to be like... What is this? What is this percent HP? 220. Go back to Melee. Oh my gosh. Melee's just crack, I guess. Alright, we'll end it on the Melee Pierce. Alright, so that is the 25th floor. We will move on. 426 with the Diane that was, I guess, zombified by Melascula. Is what's going on here. This floor doesn't want to take any critical damage, so we need to use characters that aren't going to crit, which is going to be anybody with a cleave attack, since this does not activate crit damage. So Diane's not hiding, so we can focus her down. So we have Freyr, we have Cusack, and we have Zeldris, who all cleave. There's not a lot of cleave units in the game to begin with. You have these 3 plus Sariel, or Green Sariel I should say, and Trader Melee ults. If you don't have enough cleave units, you can use a support, and If you have 0 cleave units, then you can try either brute forcing this or using units with very low crit chance. So, I mean, we're kind of stacked with cleave cards. We just got 3 more. This should be pretty quick, to be honest. We'll take the merge. Actually, nah, that's fine. Now that I'm looking at it, you actually can't bring Melly for his hold because it looks like we're ult sealed. So really, there's only 4 options. But looks pretty simplistic. I don't think this floor has any other gimmicks outside of that. So Diane's dead. We just take care of the ads, and this will be a wrap. Wow, the ads are actually so weak. Yep, that's why we bring Freyr. Blessing of Light is pretty nice buff, so he's probably the best in slot here, I would say. And I guess the others really don't matter. Cusack would be super good if his passive worked outside of PvP. But I mean, they might not even have the increased maximum HP, so whatever. Actually, no damage. They make this take... I feel like they make this take so much longer than it has to. Well, hopefully they're dead here since they're ulting. It'd be amazing if their ult was able to one-shot us. But we won't find out. Alright, so cleave. Cleave as much as you can, or low crit chance units. That is for 26, and we are moving on. Now we are on floor 27 with Valenti. And right off the bat, we are attack, recovery, buff, debuff, and ult seal, which only leaves stances. We are running blue Tarmula in the back for his relic. That is going to increase counter damage dealt, and stance damage taken has been decreased. So more specifically, we are running counters, since that is the only way that we can really deal damage, not just regular stances. So that would include what we have here, and also Captain Melly and Terry. We're going to go ahead and triple stance because they all have an AoE, which can trigger all 3 counter attacks, and as we counter, they will get a corrosion debuff, which is where a majority of our damage is going to come from, because it looks like our counter damage is horrendous. Absolutely terrible. But here's some AoEs. Counter damage will add up. Green Sariel debuffs are coming in hot, so we shouldn't be taking much damage at all, at least from crits. Valenti only taking 2k. There goes the corrosion tick. Looks like it's about 25% of Valenti's HP or so. Hits the left and right side, adds pretty hard. We only got 1 counter, which kind of sucks. So, as long as we get 1, we're okay. It's still going to trigger the corrosion. Oh my god. Triple counter, and we're only seeing 1 a turn now. I guess you could also not triple counter on the first turn. But, you know, what's the point in that? What's the fun there? You could space out all 3 counters, or all 4 counters, and have them die from the corrosion within 4 turns. Which I guess works. Corrosion tick again, dropping the left side, right side is 1 hit. Valenti looks like she has about 2 hits. So hopefully we get some counters here. I'm not worried. I'm not worried. Yeah, see? No reason. Still need an additional, though. Valenti's going to drop within 2 turns, I believe. Since, like I said, it does do about 25% of her HP, although she does have a revive. So really, we need like 5 counters. 5 or 6, I think. I don't know how much she revives to. Corrosion tick hitting again. Below 10% HP. Right side ad is dead. We have 1 set of merging here. So, what is that? 4 cards? Surely we'll get a counter. Nice. We still have room for some draw here as well. I think rank 2 counter damage is increased, so we're probably just going to let this merge. And then we'll get rid of these 4. Yep, so there's her revive kicking in. We'll do that. This is increased damage, yeah. 300% versus 200%, yeah, okay. Yeah, we'll do that in case we get a merge. We can let a gold come through. 4 cards again. And we did get a couple counters again. Hopefully these counters get her into corrosion death zone. Don't have to do this for another turn because this feels like it's taking forever. Okay, it did. So she realistically dies to the corrosion while we stall with counters. So that is 25 through 27. If you guys like to drop a thumb, maybe sub if you're into that, and I'll see you in the next one.